All right, so July 16th, 2025, we're changing up the daily intention for today. It used to be let go of the result, focus on the present, but now we're going with let go and let God. So I've been reading this book called Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins. So good. Honestly, it's like top 10 books I've ever read in my life. It's a very, very good book. And basically, it just comes down to the fact that so one, a lot of times people overthink. That's very normal and natural. But overthinking is almost always due to an emotion. So one emotion can cause thousands of thoughts. But people normally are going to try and tackle the thoughts, right? But that's impossible. That's you always overthink. If you try and tackle one thought, you're just going to get another. There's no You'll never win trying to silence your thoughts, but you will win if you tackle the overarching thing above those thoughts, which is going to be the emotion that controls those, right? So let's say I'm angry. I'm gonna have 1,000 angry thoughts. Fuck this, fuck that. I hate everything, right? But if I just tackle the anger, why am I angry? Okay, why do I feel this anger emotion? Truly feel it. Okay, understand it for what it is. Understand why you feel it, and then let go. Surrender it to God. And so I'm gonna make a video on this in the future, but there's like three reasons why this is so important. There's the physical, the emotional, and then the spiritual, right? A lot of people aren't up there with the spiritual to really, be like, oh, that makes so much sense. So we'll just start with the physical, right? When you're angry and you let your emotions control you, emotions cause sickness. They weaken your immune system. If you're feeling so much anger and sadness and depression, that really does tackle your immune system and allows you to get sick easier, and it affects your productivity if you're trying to accomplish something big. Emotions, it's very obvious how an emotion can affect your emotions, right? You're all over the place, you can't control yourself, no emotional intelligence, no emotional control. That's terrible for anything you want to accomplish that's big in life, right? But then spiritually, right? Spiritually, when you're feeling all these emotions, you don't have control of them. Each emotion actually has a frequency attached to it. The lowest one being like guilt, shame, and all that stuff, guilt, shame, fear, pride. Those are even low emotions. This is a very low frequency in life. When you're feeling these low vibrations and emotions, you're going to attract low level things. Now, I don't know how this video turned into I'm talking about this, but July 16th, Wednesday, I had no calls today for front end sales. So I just spent my time on the back end trying to see what we can do to enhance conversion. So, first of all, what we saw was there were a lot of go high level bugs and glitches, which were honestly really messing up the experience for the consumer. So, if I'm a consumer going into the funnel, it looked like shit. And the emotions, the automations I was getting inside the funnel were just like ass. There was like bugs everywhere. And so, found that furthermore our conversion mechanisms are pretty mid. That means they're pretty average, not that good. So we're building out a full new email sequence and an SMS sequence, and we're going to enhance our thank you page, and we're going to enhance that initial automation that they get amongst opting in. So we're going to use custom variables to actually understand, so like they come out, they fill a quiz, and then we're gonna use custom variables to use some of their quiz answers in our communication to them in those initial automations. All right. We're also enhancing the thank you page so that it answers everything. They're really motivated to watch the VSL, which sells them like crazy, and also it answers all FAQs and things of that nature. One thing I did to grow today, in-depth backend all day. Also did good with my screen time today, but I did not meditate. Sleep time was 7 hours. Average screen time 30 minutes. Energy and focus was a 10. Calendars audited for tomorrow. Diet was a 10. No sugar, shit food. Worked out with my boy. Had a 10 out of 10 workout. I read 15 pages. Worked on the skill of sales also. It's like a daily thing for me. I at least like what I've been doing is I just get a pen and paper and a notebook and I role play on the pen and paper. So I'm like, pretend the prospect said this. What would I say? Write it down. I'll write down the full sales process map and script. I'll write down exactly what do I want the prospect to understand and believe. What questions am I going to use to shape their answers and beliefs to lead them down the path that I want, right? So promises were honored. 5 minutes stillness. I didn't meditate. Content was created. I did build and work on an SOP. I've been in backend all day, so I'm just enhancing things with our snapshot and the systems and infrastructure for the backend. And I'm just saving things so that the team knows what to do, that kind of stuff. Up to date with monthly goals and needle moving tasks was complete today. So yeah.